Eight of Swords in reverse. Welcome to the full moon in Gemini. Let's see here. Some general messages first. Full moon in Gemini. You are actually very aware that there are ways of thinking that either have come from like within like these own negative thoughts or old rhetoric or whatever, or this is an idea from someone else that you've actually kind of taken on as your own, but it isn't serving you. And there have been ways for a while. This feels like this has been going on for a while. Is my door just open? Fine. It does happen. It's not necessarily that there's a ghost, although I'm thinking, I don't know what that might be, but it feels friendly. But we'll get that's a whole nother video. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. My name is Vanessa, and wow, we've been going through it this year. We've been going through it. And this full moon in Gemini, regardless of when you're watching, because the messages in this video definitely are timeless. So even if this is definitely not full moon in Gemini time, you can rest assured that you are freeing yourself. You have freed yourself. You've come to a point in your experience where you can't unsee certain things that felt hidden for a long time mentally. You were stuck for a long time in something, and you've released yourself. And this full moon is another opportunity, or when you're getting this message, this is another opportunity to release. I'm just going to close the window because it got pretty loud outside. Okay. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Freeing yourself. What's going on for the collective spirit? Thank you guys so much for being here, for your likes and subscribes, and your patience. Just finished up a Mercury retrograde season. We just finished up an eclipse season. And so there are themes and topics that these themes and topics, I feel like they were really coming to, oh gosh, a crashing point, a turning point, a culmination, a climax. It was coming to the precipice. What is that word? I don't know. I heard it. I know it's a word. The precipice? These aren't new messages. If you're tuning in here, you've been consistently going through, it feels like a rebirth cycle. It feels like you're in a dryer. Like you're like kind of getting like tossed around in this cycle, or that was what made you see it. The feeling of getting continually like tossed around, like things seem like they're coherent and cohesive, but then like shit just keeps going wrong. I feel like this is a manipulative energy that has been in your environment or around you or connected to you in some way for a really long time. And 2025, a little bit like a broken record here, but we're doing it. You're free. This is not just from this eclipse season or this last Mercury retrograde. This is like January of 2025. You're probably like, you're like, what? And this whole year has been you consciously, 4:44 on the clock, observing this like, am I seeing this? Oh man, that applies on so many levels. You know, we can even talk like politically in the United States, although I am not a political person. Don't come at me. Don't think I'm going to talk about that stuff. No. Or pass. Pendulums. Wow, the energy. It's a bit like, get me off this roller coaster already. And that's that feeling for like all of 2025. And I think you've done it. And now you're in this safe space where you're able to safely like look back and reflect and think, whoa, I was in serious survival mode. Precipice? That's what we're doing. Beep, 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 beep. Let me get a Gemini up in here. Precipice. It's gotta be a C. Yep. No, that's precipice. Precipice. Shoot. I'm sorry. Fast forward. Precipice. 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 A very steep rock face or cliff, especially a tall one. We soared towards the edge of the precipice. Do you feel like you kind of just like leapt off a cliff? The precipice? Okay. I just feel like, yeah, you were backed into a corner, getting tossed around for just so long. You were kind of like actually backed up against a cliff. And this is metaphorically speaking. Take it with a grain of salt, take it how it resonates. But you, at some point, were like, you know what? Leaping off and landing down in the water down there seems like a better option than being like pressed up against this by you. Ooh, and then I see that scene in Twilight where she like jumps off the cliff to get away. Do you feel like you had to do something very extreme to free yourself? Very extreme. And it was probably like a really hard climb to get. Like, I think you were working really hard. You were like literally like almost like spinning your wheels trying to get up to this level in the environment where there's definitely a manipulative energy that wants to hold you there. And you were being held there, but also being manipulated into thinking that you had to produce something, like in order for them to be happy, or in order for you to be worthy of, or in order for you to blah, 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 whatever, XYZ, whatever. There is this manipulative energy that it just feels like it really took a lot of life energy, and you've already cleared your debts, and it's safe for you to receive. Wow. You were really pressed up against the wall, and now you're able to go ahead and do the work that you've been wanting to do. Wow, 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 wow. It's safe for you to receive. And clearing debts. Okay, so you have left this behind. Okay, let's find out what this is. Let's go. Bum, 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 bum. I like the idea of using the Medicine Woman deck because this full moon in Gemini, I did a podcast. I recorded a podcast earlier today that will be up that you can listen to if you want to. All of that you'll be able to find that in the link in my bio. Hey, I've been working pretty hard lately. And with this full moon in Gemini, I haven't actually posted the audio yet, but it will be up today because we do have a full moon in Gemini happening today as I'm recording. And there's so much mirror image imagery. It's happening at 13.3 degrees Gemini at 3:13 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There's a lot of self versus spirit, self versus other, and how spirit is inviting you and really urging you at this time to clear away any mental habits or thought processes or beliefs that are not actually yours, never were to begin with, and that are keeping you or have kept you feeling kind of trapped. And so I think that you've been breaking out of all this. And that's why I kind of laughed even more when I saw the swords, this Gemini energy, this air energy, this mindset energy, like you freed yourself. This has been really rough in many ways. It's been humbling. It's been empowering. It's been clarifying. And so I want to use the Medicine Woman deck, because the imagery in these cards just always gives such a different perspective than the traditional tarot. Wow. Lovers, Three of Wands in reverse. So this is definitely someone that at some point in time, or you're still in a romantic relationship with, or you made a decision, you chose to have a life with this person. And it doesn't have to be a romantic context. It could be a business partnership. It could be someone that you live with that isn't necessarily blood related, or like a romantic, like maybe you have a housemate or roommates. But there is a decision in the past to come together, and that's what you've been living out. And there's really like no future there. And Two of Cups in reverse, and there's no future there. All right. You freed yourself from someone who was really trying to like make you feel as though you were subordinate, or not as important as them, or not capable of making decisions like they could, or just there's like belittling energy a bit, not even a bit. But I think it took a long time for you to become aware of it, because it feels like it's pretty like in your face now. Like you can't unsee it. The good news is that this battle is over. It's just, this is residual energy, residual. This is old energy that's just still there's still some lingerings of, or still an opportunity to release more of this that you've already freed yourself of. But there's like a little bit of tying up loose ends isn't really the best way. It's more like cutting, like it's like undoing the loose ends so you can completely separate. Excuse me, my nose is itching. What is the advice? Five of Wands. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so this is the Five of Wands, which usually is, it's like all of the people with wands are all like kind of fighting each other with the wands. It's combative, and it's mental competition, and it's other people trying to like get people to take on their mindset or their opinions or their thoughts. Okay, that's exactly this. And in this deck, look at the imagery of the Five of... That's pretty good. Oh, that got worse. Okay, honey. I don't know. But you've seen it long enough to be able to tell. She's in the wood, at the edge of the woods, playing a panpipe. And there's a deer that she's like kind of like communicating with. There's growth everywhere, an abundance of life, and there's no one else around. She has taken the wands and the opinions of others and turned them into an instrument. She's considered. She hasn't been closed off to the ideas of others. In fact, she has taken them on, or he has taken them on in the past and has, in this point in time, released them. This reading is clarifying what you've just been through, that you're not crazy. There was gaslighting going on here. There was a lot of mental manipulation happening here. And now you are currently alchemizing and transmuting and deciding which parts of different ideas from different people, where there were gems in those ideas. And you've taken the gems and you've created something completely new that you can use to communicate harmonies, right? We're thinking like a panpipe, like an instrument, playing music out into the world. You're communicating with nature now and with spirit so much more harmoniously and clearly and beautifully than ever before, because you've been able to actually take those different wands, which is this. You've been through the battle. This is the 9 of Wands in reverse. You're a little bit bruised, maybe a little bloody from this experience, metaphorically, hopefully. And instead of all of that really beating you down, you've grown stronger. You've remained open and aware and in control of your mind, even in the times where you thought you were being like infiltrated. There's so much mental tomfoolery going on. Literal gaslighting. You have at times questioned if like you were actually picking up on the information you were picking up on. And you were. And you've now taken all of that and you've turned it into gold. Probably isn't what this person was expecting. They want to have, this is not that same energy, but there's another energy in the environment around you that is very harmonious in like a living situation. There's a lot more balance, kinship, camaraderie, like you guys are on the same page. But you're not with them at this time. And actually, this person could be out there wondering where you are. Like, this is like a soulmate kind of energy. And they're preparing for you. Whoa. Whoa. Gosh, it's like they hear the beauty that you are. They hear the beauty that you are sending out into the ethers through these frequencies and harmonies. The panpipe. If you're a musician, or if you've ever wanted to dabble in music and playing music, especially if you want to get into wind instruments or brass instruments where you have to use your breath to play, there's something there for you. Or maybe I'm speaking to someone who is a musician. It's just another validation. Doesn't have to be, right? But whatever this beautiful sound is that your energy is now radiating out into the ethers, and it doesn't have to be something you actually hear, but there's a frequency, a vibration that you are sending out now with this new sense of clarity and space. There's a spaciousness around you now. And that is allowing some more old stuff to float up to the surface. Like, still waters run deep. You have a depth to you, and the surface is smooth. But with all of this, with this clarity, with you seeing things how they are, with you being still enough throughout this past year, there's been a lot that has been buried down deep, unable to be seen or known about, that has been rising to the surface. And you've been seeing this crud. And as you've been clearing it, because this feels like this has been a whole year of clearing and clarifying, there's a very beautiful soulmate energy. And it doesn't have to be romantic. I'm just thinking that it probably is, since we do have some strong romantic connection here already in the past. Like, you're moving away from someone where there was that relationship, where there was the potential for that relationship. And now you like can't unsee. You're like, oh, no. Nope, not for me. And you freed yourself. And by doing that, there is another soulmate energy out there preparing for your arrival. Love that. What else, Spirit? Let's wrap this up. What else is going on then? Like, what's the most important things for the collective to know? Okay, the Tower card is not here, but I get this feeling of a tower moment coming for the person that you released yourself from, that they should already know. But there is a sense of, as you take your power back and you step into this inspiring new direction for yourself, and you separate your energy from that other person, that they actually have an internal tower moment, because the facade of them being the emperor, the chief, the commander, it's in reverse. Like, they are not they were the one projecting the authority. They wanted you to think that they were the all powerful one in the dynamic. And the irony is that as you see things for what they truly are and you separate your energy out, you regain that emperor or empress energy in yourself and continue to move towards your Ace of Wands, your inspiring new direction. There's passion here. Ace of Wands. And it's almost like, it's like a destiny swap reversal, where you do take your energy back, and then this person, all of that energy that they actually at some point believed was theirs, this emperor believed that they were really an emperor. As you separate, there's an internal tower moment and there's an internal collapse. Narcissistic collapse could be happening. Shoot, you dealing with a narcissist? You've dealt with the narcissist. You've transmuted this whole thing and you're moving forward. And it's really talking about like them, how they're responding to this. So there's like a sense of closure in a way, but they're left almost like, oh, I can't believe you would. It's just another attempt to try to get you to fold, because that's what they're used to. Yeah, wow. Yeah, the King of Cups in reverse. That's what this is all, that's the whole thing about this. You have literally freed yourself. There's an ending. It's already ended. So this is a congratulations. And this is also, remember that all these different ideas that were thrown at you, and where you were kind of made to believe that in order to survive, you had to play by these rules, these ideas and opinions of others. The advice is, remember how you handled all of that. When you moved away from the competing and the fighting against the ideas, the clash, into the, I know what's happening here and I'm just going to observe this and I'm going to listen to these ideas, but know that I don't need to like take them on for any reason. But maybe there is a better idea in there that I wasn't thinking of and I can take that on. You've been able to alchemize that again and take all those wands from all the people that are fighting, and you have turned it into a musical instrument. That's some like Disney level like stuff. Like, look, okay, here, this is what the traditional card of the Five of Wands looks like. It's a lot of bros battling it out. And look at this depiction of the exact same card. So different. There's such different energies. One is competition, conflict. No, me, I'm the best. No, I have the best idea. Listen to me. Blah. This is like, I'm leaving y'all. I'm going to take your wands. Get the F out of here. I'm going to whittle them down and I'm going to turn this into something really cool and creative that's going to like speak to nature and spirit and bring me into a whole new, getting off that precipice. You were leading me to the edge of a cliff. I don't know, there's not really a cliff back there, but we'll just pretend. Into the edge of a forest. I just got all kinds of like magical, mystical imagery with the forest idea. Ooh. This full moon at 13 degrees Gemini is forming a grand cross with the nodes currently at 13 degrees. So all the, oh wow, no wonder all the energy is so, there's a grand cross happening between all of the mutable signs. That is a lot of sway-y energy and different ideas and opinions coming in at different angles. It's not direct and it's not stubborn. It's just kind of a lot. And so the nodes, this north node, the north node in Pisces at 13 degrees, the north node represents where our soul is tugging gently. It's this like magnetic pull, but it feels a little intimidating. And like, I've never gone in there before. I don't know what that is. The south node is, I know how to fight. In this example between these cards and this forest imagery that I'm getting, okay? So stick with me here, take it with a grain of salt. You can either go back to the precipice and you can be put back on that fighting edge and you can compete and you can battle it out because you know how to do it because you're a warrior. You've had to be. You've had to be a warrior in this lifetime. We got some spiritual warriors here. And that's the south node. Comfortable. I don't really want to go back into this energy, but I know I can do it. South node. North node. Whoa, there is something very strong that no one else seems to notice is happening for me, but it's very strong and it's like pulling me into this forest. The forest is scary. I don't know what's in the forest. The forest can hold such cool things and magic. And that's in this way that I'm feeling this energy right now, that it's being presented to me. It's like the north node. So it's worth it. Look at your chart, see where all of these different 13 degrees that the mutable signs are taking place, because that will give you more clarity specific to you based off your birth chart. But in general, yeah, you're really being called into the unknown, into the woods. I haven't watched Into the Woods in a long time. Shout out to the original filmed theater production with Bernadette Peters in it. Okay, I think that's it. I hope that resonates. There will be more readings. If you would like to check out any of my services, if you'd like to book your own reading with me, whether that is recorded, pre-recorded, or Zoom, you may do so in the link below. I hope this finds you well, and I will see you guys in the next video.